Hello and welcome to Warcraft Daily for today, the 5th of September 2013. So in today's news we have a new set of patch notes with class changes. We also have the reasons behind the different unlock speeds, which I thought was a pretty interesting read and is probably guaranteed to get a little bit of rage out of one or two people. And then also a little explanation of the day-night cycle and how I think it should be changed, and a pretty cool little example of how much more awesome it would be. So let's get going. First of all, this is more just me letting you know that you should probably check up the patch notes on MMO Champion or something like that, because a new set of notes has been put up. There's some class changes and stuff like that, so it could be relevant to you. Currently, the classes that have the changes are Death Knight, Monk, Paladin, Rogue, Shaman, and finally Warlock. So there you go. Now let's get on to the main sort of meat of today's show. This is the different reasons behind the unlock speeds, so I'm just going to jump into it. It said that normal and heroic raiders enjoy what they're doing, and if LFR was available at the same time, it would mean that the really top end people would be required to run LFR as well, because at least for normal raiders it would hold some potential upgrades, whether that be, even just a minor thing. And then if another guild does this thing, then you will have to do it too, or else you're suboptimal. And that's not a factor in wanting to do it or not, it's a factor of it being required to be competitive. And hardcore progression raiders don't think that having all of normal progression to do and LFR progression to do in 1 week sounds fun, and neither do Blizzard, so there you go. They also said that it's pretty lame to have the biggest and baddest enemy in the entire expansion killed first day one on the easiest difficulty. Personally, I think that's the biggest reason why it's good to have it gated so much. They also said it's not only lame for people attempting to kill him in the harder difficulties, but it's pretty lame for people aspiring or looking up to those killing him in the harder difficulties and wanting to be a part of that progression. They specifically said that some LFR players might not care about this. A lot of players play the game because of the challenge in defeating the hardest enemies and surmounting a challenge, and really by having everything unlocked in day one it would undermine this challenge. When you can just go in and kill at day one the easiest difficulty with a random group. So yeah, it definitely does undermine the progression quite significantly. They also said that not everyone in a normal raid will kill Garrosh before he's available on LFR. I would hazard guess to say that probably the majority of normal raiders won't have him dead by then. And while that's true, they said it doesn't mean we should just say screw it and open everything on every difficulty day one. Those really vying for world firsts will be very likely to kill him before he's available on LFR, and that's the main intent. It's a good faith effort to give progression guilds a chance at downing content in their difficulties, which is, it's fair, they do put in the most work. There are also some players that just want to see the content and don't care that much about gearing up or anything like that. And what would happen is they just race through day one, LFR, and they down Garrosh and ask what now? They'd be burnt out, they would have nothing really to do for the next 6 months or however long the patch lasts, which would suck, and it would probably lead to people just leaving the game. Of course, 5.4 is pretty nice and that has the time to style, so you will at least have that to do if this was the case, but thankfully it isn't. They also said that the raid content is intended to be progressed through by building a competent group of people in appropriate gear and working together to solve difficult challenges through expert knowledge and execution of the game. I wouldn't say expert knowledge and execution, that's probably saying a bit too much. Anyway, and that some people don't have the time, skill, just want to see the content, and are not playing for social reasons, and they just want to run LFR to see it. And while it's great that LFR works for them, it doesn't mean that it should be available day one, and allow access to the content many weeks faster than it would be for its intended progression rating. So basically, to sum all this up, they think that LFR is about seeing the content, and not being left out of seeing, say, the conclusion to the expansion due to real-life commitments and stuff, meaning you can't raid, but they do want it to be faster. They don't want it to be faster than raid guilds, or be seen as the best way to experience the content for those who can do it with friends, in normal or flex. That was a lot of talking. Basically, Blizzard said they've kind of went back in LFR a little bit. They said recently, it was either an interview or over Twitter, they said that for if you have the possibility of running normal and flex, it is their opinion as the company as developers that the game is much better in normal or flex or anything that involves other people, because it is a multiplayer game. So yeah, there you go, that's what they talked about. Now let's talk about something that affects everyone, and that's the day-night cycle. So there isn't really a day-night cycle in the game. I mean, it's there, but well, nighttime's very bright. I mean, it's hard to tell the difference between day and night in many cases, which is really quite unfortunate. I'll just show you some pictures here in the background to give you an example. So yeah, right now, if I've done this right in post, it should be flashing a whole bunch of the daytime ones and the current nighttime ones. Now, I'll switch it over here to the older nighttime, the way it used to be. Look at that, places actually look like, it looks like it's night. And okay, you can still see pretty easily, but in terms of the atmosphere of the game, it's far more atmospheric, it's far more immersive in the world than the current way things are. And I actually think this would be great, because, well, a day-night cycle is nice. You feel like the world is real, it's moving, stuff's happening. And also, it really takes me out of the immersion when I realize that it's nighttime and I'm walking around the place and it's still pretty much bright. The one nice thing about Final Fantasy XIV is that when I was playing it during night, it actually felt like night, and that was really cool. It was actually a nice change of pace from the way Warcraft does it. And they did say that they're actually going to test out giving a darker night in the Vale, Stormwind, and Orgrimmar in patch 5.4, which I think should be really awesome. So that's it for today's show. Other things I have coming out today, I made a video about 2 days ago on the Siege of Orgrimmar, not Siege, sorry, on patch 5.4, like gearing up for it and getting ready for the patch. Yesterday was really busy and I didn't get to release the video, so I'm going to release it today. So there'll be that. There might be some Hearthstone, might not be. But yeah, should be a pretty good day of videos. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this today's episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye.